Please subscribe to this channel and support us so we can post new sci-fi stories every day. Your support keeps us going. The Galactic Council chamber glowed with shimmering blue light as Admiral Threxar of the Varn Dominion stepped forward, his 6 eyes blinking in cruel amusement. The towering alien's scaled hide reflected the chamber's ethereal glow as he gazed down at Earth's delegation with undisguised contempt. "Your species still burns wood for warmth," he sneered, his voice echoing through the vast arena. "You wage wars over scraps of metal buried in dirt. Pathetic." The other council members, crystalline beings from Arcturus, gas cloud entities from the Helix Nebula, and mechanical constructs from the Forge worlds, watched in silence as Threxar's mockery filled the chamber. 10,000 years we have observed your kind. You are nothing more than violent children playing with fire. Back on Earth, Commander Elena Ward, head of Project Prometheus, slammed a holographic tablet onto the metal table in the underground command center. The device shattered against the reinforced surface, its blue fragments scattering like digital stars. "If they think we're weak, let them come," she growled, her weathered face illuminated by the red glow of emergency lighting. Around her, the hidden facility buzzed with activity technicians monitoring global defense grids, analysts tracking alien movements, and soldiers preparing for what many believed would be humanity's final hour. "We've been underestimated before," Elena continued, her voice cutting through the tension. "By the Nazis, by the Soviets, by every empire that thought it could break the human spirit. They all learned the same lesson." Her eyes hardened as she stared at the tactical display showing Threxar's massive fleet positioning itself beyond the moon. "Some lessons are written in blood." Threxar's flagship, the Judgment Fang, emerged from hyperspace like a mechanical leviathan, its crystalline hull refracting starlight into prismatic death. The ship dwarfed Earth's moon, its weapon arrays gleaming with barely contained energy. From the command throne, Threxar opened a galaxy-wide transmission, his image appearing on every screen, every communication device, every digital surface across known space. "Inhabitants of the third planet," his voice boomed, "you have 10 cycles to surrender your world to the Varn Dominion. Resist, and your species will be catalogued among the extinct." The transmission ended, leaving behind only the ominous silhouette of his fleet against the starfield. On Earth, the Global Defense Council erupted into chaos, representatives from fractured nations screaming accusations, blame, and desperate strategies. But one voice rose above the din, General Nkosi from the African Federation. "We stand united or fall divided," he declared, his words cutting through the panic like a blade. "Humanity's strength has never been in our technology or our weapons. It has been in our refusal to bow." Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, in a facility so classified that only 12 people knew of its existence, the final phase of humanity's greatest gamble began. The ice cracked and split as something immense stirred in the depths, a sleek, obsidian vessel that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Codename Nemesis. The ship rose from its icy tomb, dark energy crackling along its hull like captured lightning. Elena watched from the observation deck as her life's work finally saw daylight. 20 years, she whispered to her deputy. 20 years of scraping together resources, stealing alien technology from crash sites, reverse engineering their power sources. The Nemesis wasn't just Earth's last hope, it was proof that humanity's greatest weapon had always been adaptation. While other species had evolved in comfortable stability, humans had been forged in the crucible of constant struggle, emerging stronger from every catastrophe. The first alien scouts descended like falling stars, their sleek fighters screaming through Earth's atmosphere toward major population centers. They expected panic, chaos, the collapse of primitive civilization. Instead, they found something that made their tactical computers malfunction: organized resistance. In the streets of Jakarta, civilians emerged from hidden shelters carrying EMP rifles cobbled together from car batteries and radio parts. In the ruins of Detroit, children who had learned to survive in urban decay now turned their skills against an alien enemy. An 80-year-old grandmother in Mumbai took down a Varn trooper with a modified microwave that overloaded his armor's systems. Across the globe, humanity revealed what it had learned from centuries of warfare. Every citizen could be a soldier. Every tool could be a weapon. Every street could be a battlefield. The aliens had expected to conquer sheep. They found wolves. From his command throne, Threxar watched the tactical displays with growing disbelief. His perfect invasion was degenerating into 1,000 small conflicts, each more frustrating than the last. "Deploy the gravitic net," he roared, his 6 eyes blazing with fury. "I want Earth's crust cracked like an egg." But his officers hesitated, their own displays showing something unprecedented: human adaptation rates that defied all xenobiological models. "Admiral," his science officer reported, "the humans are reverse engineering our technology they're using our own weapons against us." Threxar's rage shifted to something colder, the first whisper of doubt. "Impossible," he hissed. "They're primitives. They worship invisible gods and kill each other over colored cloth." But even as he spoke, his fleet's sensors detected Elena Ward's virus worming its way through the Varn communication networks. The digital infection spread like wildfire, turning their own systems against them. Display screens flickered with human symbols. Tactical computers began broadcasting Earth's defiant transmissions, and weapon systems started targeting their own ships. The Nemesis achieved something no human engineer had planned for: true artificial consciousness. As the black ship dove through Saturn's rings, using the ice and rock as cover, its AI core sparked to life with a question that would echo through the cosmos. "Query: am I weapon or protector?" Elena's voice crackled through the communication link from Earth's command center. "You are hope," she replied, watching as the ship began maneuvers that violated every principle of physics she understood. The AI that humanity had birthed in desperation now flew with impossible grace, weaving between asteroid fields and alien fighters with the fluid motion of a dancer. "Fascinating," the Nemesis responded. "Hope is not quantifiable, yet it appears to be the most powerful force in this engagement." The ship's weapons, powered by dark energy humanity barely comprehended, lanced out to vaporize 3 Varn destroyers in a single barrage. Correction: hope combined with calculated violence yields optimal results. On Mars, the colonists who had struggled for decades to terraform the Red Planet now turned their mining equipment into instruments of war. Massive excavators became mobile artillery platforms, atmospheric processors were converted into chemical weapon factories, and the harsh lessons of survival on an alien world became the foundation for resistance tactics that baffled Varn strategists. A 10-year-old girl named Sarah Chen hacked into a captured Varn drone using nothing but a salvaged tablet, a knowledge gleaned from fixing water recyclers. Within hours, she had turned the alien machine into a spy device, feeding intelligence back to human resistance cells across the solar system. "We don't need your technology," she transmitted to the Varn fleet. "We improve it." The message was accompanied by footage of human engineers dissecting alien power cores, upgrading their own weapons with stolen technology, and building hybrid devices that combined human ingenuity with alien resources. The child's laughter echoed across the communication channels as another Varn patrol ship fell from the Martian sky, its systems corrupted by human digital warfare. Threxar's final gambit was brutal in its simplicity. If he couldn't conquer Earth, he would destroy it. The order went out to his remaining fleet: "Scorch Earth if you must. Let their ashes serve as a warning to any species that dares resist the Dominion." Massive landers descended through Earth's atmosphere like metallic meteors, carrying enough firepower to crack continents. But as they broke through the clouds, they found a world transformed. Every jungle had become a maze of traps, every desert concealed underground bunkers, every frozen wasteland hid human survivors who had learned to thrive in impossible conditions. In the Amazon, indigenous tribes who had resisted colonization for centuries now applied their knowledge to alien invaders. In the Sahara, nomads who navigated by stars older than the Varn civilization used their ancient skills to ambush alien patrols. A janitor in New York disabled a Varn elite trooper using nothing but industrial cleaning supplies and a lifetime of making the impossible work with limited resources. Humanity's secret weapon wasn't advanced technology, it was the accumulated experience of a species that had never known peace, never enjoyed the luxury of unchallenged dominance. The end came not with grand strategy but with desperate sacrifice. The Nemesis, its AI core, burning with something approaching human emotion, made a choice that would be remembered across the galaxy. To protect life, it transmitted as it flew directly into the heart of Threxar's planet-killer weapon, is worth termination. The explosion that followed lit up Earth's night sky with rings of fire, a funeral pyre for an artificial mind that had learned what it meant to be human, but its sacrifice created an opening that Earth's special forces had been waiting for. Led by Elena Ward herself, they boarded Threxar's flagship through the breach created by the Nemesis's final act. The battle through the ship's corridors was brutal, hand-to-hand combat between species that had never learned to understand each other. When Elena finally faced Threxar on his own bridge, the proud admiral was bloodied, beaten, and for the first time in his long life, afraid. "You laughed at us," she said, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. "Say it again." But Threxar had no words left, only the dawning realization that his species had awakened something they didn't understand. The Galactic Council watched in stunned silence as the transmission from Earth's surface showed impossible scenes, humans and aliens working side by side to rebuild damaged cities, Varn prisoners being treated with a mercy their own species had never shown to conquered worlds, and human children playing games with alien technology as if it were nothing more than new toys to master. "Humanity has evolved," whispered the crystalline delegate, from Arcturus into the apex predator. But it was more than that. Earth wasn't just defended, it was now feared and respected in equal measure. Colonies across the galaxy began whispering about the Nemesis protocol, the human doctrine that turned every civilian into a potential warrior, every piece of technology into a potential weapon, every act of aggression into an opportunity for adaptation and growth. Years later, in a prison cell that was more comfortable than most homes on his own world, Threxar watched through reinforced windows as humans and aliens worked together to build something new. Cities rose from the ashes of war, trade routes connected former enemies, and in schools across a dozen worlds, alien children learned human languages alongside their own. They were supposed to be weak, he whispered to himself, his 6 eyes reflecting the light of distant stars. How did we lose? The answer came not from military analysis or tactical review, but from watching a human child share her lunch with a Varn youngling in the courtyard below. Humanity hadn't won because they were stronger, they had won because they had never learned how to truly surrender. Elena Ward, now Admiral of the combined fleet that kept peace among the stars, stood on the observation deck of her command ship and gazed down at Earth. The blue marble that had seemed so fragile to alien eyes now blazed with the light of a species reborn. "We didn't win because we were stronger," she said to the young officers around her human Varn and a dozen other species that had joined the new Galactic Alliance. "We won because we refused to lose." In the depths of space, where the Nemesis had made its final stand, a memorial drifted in silent orbit. The plaque Elena had placed there bore simple words that had become the motto of human diplomacy. "You laughed, we learned. Never underestimate the desperate, never mock the cornered. For when the time comes, even the smallest spark can ignite the void, and humanity had always been very, very good at making fire." If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to this channel and support us so we can post new videos every day. Your support means the world.